Hello, everybody, and welcome. We are here in week 5 of show matches here in NA at Learning Fives. My name is Niberia. I am joined by the Penguin God, and we are here in pick bands between Team Alureon, who you saw last week, and See You on Saturday, who is named just so aptly for this event. First band's coming out, Zoe. Not too surprising. She's just a pain to play against, and really, I would just prefer to have a tournament-wide ban on her. But that's my personal hang-ups aside. Penguin, how are you doing tonight?
Pretty good, pretty good. Just enjoying being back on the casting desk here with you, Niberia. First time back in quite a while.
It's exciting, isn't it? It's like a new adventure, except it's old. Tom Kench ban, Varus ban, Aatrox. Wait.
They did miss a ban in Pro Drafts. That is their placeholder
Ah,
for missing it. They did play by what I'm calling the new rules for the pick and ban missing bans in Pro Draft. We don't make those up anymore after the fact. This is
uh-oh.
a misclick, I'm pretty sure.
Excellent. Things are off to a wonderful start.
Yes, they are. But we can start talking about the pick ban while that's going on. So,
Right.
we did have the Zoe Varus Orn bans and the Tom Kench and Nunu bans. Tom Kench and Nunu are fairly strong right now. Tom Kench is always a personal. How do I put this? I have a vendetta against Tom Kench as a champion, but that's that's a story for another day. Zoe, Varus, Orna are very strong. Zoe is very known for her one-shot potential. She can easily CC you from a map away and um, kill you from even further. And
Which is just such a blast.
yeah, because everyone loves to be killed when you can see the champion for literally a split second.
But buffs or nerfs, sorry, on the PvE, which is really exciting, I have to say. E no longer gets a partial cooldown refund, and her passive bonus damage no longer applies to the AoE targets that get hit by Paddle Star. So that's just music to my ears, honestly.
Yep, I agree. There was some well-needed changes in recent patches to multiple champions, not the least of which was Zoe, not the least of which my brain just stopped working. Not the least of which was that Swain update. I will give you a small spoiler. We do not see Swain in this pick and ban in either way. He does not
But
get
he's
banned.
so cool.
Yes, he is really cool. I've seen him a little bit, but he is not in that game. Instead, the Aatrox gets banned again as a placeholder for a missed ban.
You know, and that's just a shame in case anyone wanted to play like a poke AP Aatrox support, but we haven't seen that yet in Learning 5 show matches. Fingers crossed. But we have seen Ornn before, which is a brilliant ban for the top lane, as he is just awful to play against for a lot of laners. He was nerfed fairly heavily with the Bellows Breath nerf, which prevents the CC immunity that he used to have, which really sucks for Ornn players because that was one of the major ways that you could express your skill on the champion. However, he's still pretty strong.
Yeah, Ornn is fairly strong still. He does have a shield. He does have a lot of CC in his lineup, which is why people still play him. But he is
Mhm.
no longer unstoppable in his Bellows Breath, and that's very important, as you can get CC'd out of that and stop the last tick of it. The last tick of it was what was killing a lot of people, and it was the hardest to avoid because it had a little bit extra range, just very slightly. But that being said, we're going to talk about the picks in this game. We have a Lissandra in the top lane. I haven't seen that in quite a while. Zac in the jungle and Orianna in the mid lane for Team Alureon. And we also have Maokai in the top lane, Driver in the jungle, and Vel'Koz in the mid. Now, Vel'Koz, that's something that I want to talk about very, very briefly. Vel'Koz has an absolutely insane amount of burst potential. The problem that he has is that he's so squishy that if he gets jumped on, he's just so easy to take out. Now, Team Alureon has Zac and Lissandra in their pockets to be able to do that. Lissandra can jump in fairly easily, Zac even easier, and Zac can also ult the Vel'Koz back into their team. Because it is a Caitlyn Morgana, they're not going to want to follow up on such long range abilities. But once if a Vel'Koz gets ulted back in from the Zac, then it's very easy for him to die very, very quickly.
Yeah, and the other team doesn't have that much of a problem comparatively. Yes, Oriana is fairly immobile, but everyone else has a way to get out, or at least a way to keep themselves safe. Morgana has the Black Shield, which she's not going to generally want to use on herself, but she may end up building a Zhonya's. Caitlyn has the 90 caliber net to get out. Oriana, as I mentioned, pretty immobile, will have flash. I don't expect her to go unsealed spellbook, so that will be a fairly large commitment to try and get out of a cataclysm or something. But Zac has elastic slingshot and his ultimate Let's Bounce. Lissandra has her E there to sort of claw her way out, if you will, of that cataclysm. So Vel'Koz is going to have to be very careful with his positioning. But his team is pretty good in and of itself at just running over team fights, to put it frankly. Maokai has that ultimate with the roots that'll just lock everyone down, and Jarvan can follow up with his flag and drag combo into a cataclysm to lock down priority target. I know I said that Caitlyn can 90 caliber net out of that cataclysm, but sometimes in the heat of a fight, that's just not going to happen. It might have been used earlier or been forced out, and Vel'Koz and Jarvan together with that Cataclysm and Vel'Koz Disintegration Ray combo can put out a lot of damage onto an entire team. So I'd like to see some of that in team fights because I just love seeing good Cataclysms. It's a personal favorite.
Yeah, you make a very good point, and I also want to make the point that Team Alureon on the blue side here, they actually don't have a whole lot of damage if they can't get really far ahead. Caitlyn takes so long to scale, and the Oriana's damage is very, very low compared to Vel'Koz's burst. Lissandra does do more damage than Maokai, obviously, but if the Maokai can just sustain this lane up, then Lissandra isn't going to be able to kill him. He's just going to be able to throw his roots at her and kill her without much of trouble. Now, that being said, if Lissandra can get ahead of Maokai and make it so that Maokai is useless, she can take over the game for sure. I do think that this Lissandra is going to be the turning point of this team. She's going to be the one that has to make the choice of, do I go on the Vel'Koz or the Tristana? Which one's more fed? Which one needs to be killed more? And how do I keep myself alive during all of this?
Yeah, and I think one of the things about Lissandra that you have to remember, especially in these team fights, is that while she's fairly squishy on her own, she has a deceptive amount of tankiness in that she can use both Zhonya's and her ultimate to keep herself alive and in the middle of the fight. Her ultimate, I believe, Glacial Tomb, can heal herself, of course, and give her that invuln, but it also has a slowing field with a lot of damage behind it. So if they can set up an ultimate, it looks like they don't have much of a front line outside of Zac, but Lissandra and Morgana both, if Morgana chooses to go Zhonya's, can act as a sort of stall tactic in the front lines so that Caitlyn and Oriana can get off more damage. We'll see if that'll be the case in the fights. I don't know.
Yep, that is assuming, of course, that Team Alureon has some sort of synergy. I will point out that Vacuumin is a sub for the team, so they might not be on the same page, but we'll have to see if they can work very well with the sub.
Yeah, we'll see how that goes going into game. We have a little bit of a delay, and then we'll be in game, and hopefully you'll stay with us. See you soon. Hello, everybody, and welcome back. We are here in Game 1 between Team Alureon and see you on Saturday here in Week 5 of the Learning 5's NA show matches. My name is still Nibiria. I'm still joined by Penguin God. And before we say anything about the game itself, let's intro the teams. On the blue side, we have Team Alureon with Vacuumin in the top lane, Sarcastic Shadows in the jungle, Vertaz in that mid lane, Walters on AD carry, and Octaberry on support.
And on the red side, we have Team See You on Saturday with Nightwolf in the top lane, Vrede, I think it's pronounced Reed, in the jungle, Fish in the mid lane, oh god, Ilya Miyukuro on the AD carry, and I'm always unhappy on the Braum support. I hope he is happy this game.
Oh, not after that. Well, actually, he's on the red side, so he's going to be very happy about that Vel'Koz Q. That is, that makes me sad. I like seeing those level ones where it looks like there's about to be about 7 kills, but they never seem to materialize. It's almost like the players are trying or something and expect that. It's so strange.
I feel like there is a bit of a stage fright in this because they know that this is being streamed. It's not like we just randomly happened upon 2 teams playing each other. No, we set all this up. They know it's being streamed, so they might just be too afraid to make mistakes and too afraid to take that extra jump where they could potentially have a cool, fun invade like that. But they decide to go for it. The regular starts with the bot lanes helping the junglers out in both lanes. We're going to see easy leashes going down here. Neither team really going to see anything, how do I put that? Anything interesting at the start other than that cute almost invade.
Yeah, I was really hoping it to turn into a full-on invade, but you said we weren't going to see anything interesting here just yet, and I beg to differ, actually, because we do have that Vel'Koz with the minion dematerializer there for that push, which is an interesting pickup, because I actually haven't seen Vel'Koz mid in a while, so I don't know how much this helps him with his wave clear. I assume he's going to use it primarily on the casters to try and one-shot them with his E, or maybe even with his W. We'll see how that goes. Oh my god, Ilya is really low already. Walters and Octaberry doing a great job, level 1. Ooh, binding going down onto Braum there. Nothing's going to happen, though, because not a whole lot of damage coming out, actually. But Ilya is still really low, which means he's going to have to play pretty far. Oh. Pretty far back, as we just saw.
Yeah.
Maybe on a trap.
You do mention that there's not a lot of damage going, but the little bit of damage they have is almost guaranteed if Octaberry lands the Morgana Dark Bindings, because Caitlyn can just drop a trap under, get some auto attacks, easily do some damage from such a long distance that Braum doesn't even really matter. He is using his Unbreakable Shield going very soon there in that lane, but I think he needs to be... Oh no, gank coming in.
Oh, gank coming in already. Vacuum and dodging it out just by being positioned. So, oh, possible counter gank from Sarcastic Shadows. But interesting thing to note here, actually, if you look at Ilya, you won't see it now, but he actually took biscuits, which is a surprising... of the repeat gank from Reed here onto Vacuum, and it's going to be first blood, almost certainly. Nightvault a little bit low, but is he low enough to die to Sarcastic Shadows? I do not think so. Sarcastic Shadows with the Aftershock going to save himself, however. First blood going down for See You on Saturday. Pretty good repeat gank there.
Finally, they let you do your job. How happy are you right now,
it's nice. It's really nice to see a fight where I can say words, because
it's nice.
as you'll note, the job of a caster is to make words, and as a play-by-play, I can only do that when people fight, really. So,
yeah, while there's no fights going on, you have to pretend that you're a color caster, and I get it.
Yeah, it's hard life.
It's a hard knock life. All right.
No.
So while this bot lane is getting reamed by Caitlyn Morgana, I do want to touch on the mini dematerializer from Vel'Koz. You made the point that you think he was going to be using it for mostly the caster minions, but having played Vel'Koz a good bit, I noticed that Vel'Koz clears out the caster minions fairly easily with 1W on his own without needing to dematerializer. So I think he's primarily going to use it on the melee creeps so that he can clear those out with 1W as well. That being said, he could change that up. He could just go for the straight up one-shotting caster minions with 2 procs on the dematerializer with a single W. Zach going in on the bottom though.
Oh. Elastic Slingshot landing down onto that Braum support. He's not quite dead yet. Heal has been blown for both sides. It looks like Octoberry flashing out and getting executed. Oh no, I'm always unhappy. Trying to get some damage down onto Walters. Walters having to flash away from Fish's knockup, and Sarcastic Shadows goes down there. A really over-aggressive dive as Nightvault goes in onto Vacuumin here in the top lane. Vacuumin getting chunked down to half in no time at all.
That was
This is
so bad by the side of Team Alureon there. That was
greed.
That was so horrible. They decided to dive a tower for no reason. They decided to keep going when they had already lost it. They almost dove 2 towers for that. And they burned both of Walter Summoner spells, and Octoberry burned Flash even though he was going to die to the tower anyway. That was just so many things burned for no gain.
Oh, Reed? Hello?
Reed almost doing the same thing.
Really close. Ooh, Ilya going in, as is I'm always unhappy. The stun is going to go down from those concussive blows. Walter's going to fall here. Meanwhile, Vacuumin in the top lane is in a little bit of trouble as well. Does get out with his E, but these fights are going real quick. And on the subject of that bot lane dive, guys, I get that the Aftershock buff was really exciting. I, as a tanky support player, was really excited too. However, as an AD carry main, I was a little bit scared. You do get that 100 MR in armor or whatever it is, and you're really tanky for like 3 seconds, and then you have to come back down to earth and remember you're a blob. So
Yep.
I like the aggression. I like seeing, because you kind of have to experiment to learn what you can and can't get away with, but that was very clearly something that was just a little too much. But 2-0 for Reed, actually.
I do want to point out that Walters did miss the 90 caliber net, which could have potentially resulted in a kill. I'm also assuming that he's got the Triumph to get health back on kill, so that might have been able to turn it around, but he missed it. That being said, we're going to move forward from that to look at the CS differentials across these lanes. And TLDR, there isn't much of one. Each lane is only a handful of CS. The only lane that is much of a difference is the jungle, and that's about a 10 CS lead. And that's not too bad for Zach because he does the Raptors very well, and he's going to do that right now. I do believe Reed did get some lane CS, which might be why he's a little bit higher up. But he is going to even up the CS with the Raptors fairly easily. Zach does very well doing them because of his AoE damage on 2 of his abilities. I think the only champion that I've played that doesn't any faster is a Mumu, but Reed's Jarvan is doing fairly well this game. He is 2-0. He does have that red smite. He almost has a Caulfield's Warhammer in his inventory. And we'll see how that changes, but looks like Nightvault going in here.
Oh, that was a great smash to stop the E from Vacuumin. That is the most obnoxious thing as a Lissandra player.
Oh yeah, when you get knocked out of your E. It's so frustrating.
So terrible.
Yeah, yeah. But I will point out that Vacuum is able to just walk out of it because he's Lissandra, and he's able to just root up Nightvault there and just walk away. That being said, gonna go in again.
Oh, going in again. Another arcane smash to interrupt it. Good lord, Nightvault, you are a monster. Ultimate coming down from both top laners here. Vacuumin in a little bit of trouble. The flash arcane smash from Nightvault. Will he be able to get it? The flash away from Vacuumin. Vacuumin is barely alive at this point, and Sarcastic Shadows is going to come in, but will the sapling get the kill on Vacuumin? It won't. It procs onto Shadows instead. Shadows is level 5 and in a lot of trouble. Flashes over the wall. Nightvault does not have flash, and both of them get out alive with just a sliver of health. Dear God, that was scary.
That was really, really close. Nightvault actually almost got a double kill there. A 1v2 with the Maokai. That would have been completely insane if he had done that. But he almost got the kill on the vacuum in there, which just shows the power of this Maokai, especially in this lane where it's against an AP. He's just going to happily build MR, but Reed going down bot side.
Oh, getting hit with the trap, but it doesn't matter. Flag and drag goes through anyways. The Glacial Fissure coming down. Octoberry's going to be down here. Damn. That was some wombo, guys. Nice.
Yeah, that was a pretty simple gank, if I'm honest. That was just Reed going in. He got hit by the trap, but he had used his abilities before it completely went off. So he was able to just go in, get the damage and the stacks onto Morgana after I'm Always Happy hit him. But Nightvault's just going to go in again.
Juking out the Q from Lissandra, using his Twisted Advance. You know, people say Maokai is a no-skill champion, and as someone who has played Maokai a lot, I admit you don't need skill to win on him. You lose lane, you win team fights. Oh, Reed DC'd. Meanwhile, we haven't engaged coming back in as I was talking about the merits of Maokai. Vacuuming is a lot of trouble from this
Oh
pick.
no, that's the worst
All right.
time to
No.
pause.
We can take stock of cooldowns at this point, though.
Oh man.
Vacuumin has the Bramble Smash. Oh, it's Bramble Smash, not Arcane Smash. Well,
Yeah, they
did they
changed it.
change that?
Yeah, they changed
They
it
changed it.
quite a while ago, actually.
Riot.
Yeah,
Swear.
slipping
Memorize
it,
the
slipping
skill.
it under your nose. I know.
Frustrating. The Bramble Smash is up. So we'll see if Night Vault can go for the third time, interrupting the E from Lysandre. Is he going to get it? No, he forgot. I think he just forgot the E was out. Because there's no reason not to go for that. You have the mana. There's no worries. Glacial Path is really
Oh,
long cooldown.
another pause. I do wanna talk briefly about the mentality of the players going into and out of pauses. It really changes the game. No matter how far ahead you are, a pause for some reason makes people feel like they have to play safe for a minute. They have to pause after the pause mentally and just recoup what was going on so they can reevaluate the situation. It's like they don't mentally stay in the game when a pause happens. They just kind of mentally lean back in their chair and relax. And I'm not sure that's the best call as far as playing these games go, because it creates a situation where you're not getting anything done in a situation where you could have. Like, I feel like Nightvolt could have just kept going for that kill, but he backed off a little bit. So we'll see if they can keep their mentality going. Now, I will point out really quickly that teams have a 10-minute, or a 15-minute, I think it was, 15-minute time limit on the pauses. And this is a red side pause, so they have another, 13 minutes, 13 and a half minutes to go on this pause. So I think we'll be fine.
We have no reason to know what's going on, but we can take stock of the game now and talk a little bit more intricately about some matchups and some item pickups. We see Biscuits on Tristana, which I don't think I actually finished mentioning. I meant to. Reed, can you just stay disconnected for a few seconds? All right, Ilya has Biscuits, which I think is actually a really interesting pickup. I haven't seen it much before, and I think this might be because of the stopwatch tier changes so that you can't get boots and stopwatch.
Yep.
Um, why would you still go the inspiration tree over something else? Is it just that the free boots are that valuable?
Yeah, I would honestly say so, because as an AD carry, first of all, it's not just free boots, it's also free boots and free potions, because the biscuits act as potions. So, especially in lane, you don't have to worry about buying boots, you don't have to worry about buying potions, because you get the free potions and you get the free boots. And so that means that you can just buy your items, not have to worry about sustaining up in lane or having anything other than the damage items that you need. You often find it hard to buy boots. Oh, fish gonna go down here.
Fish is in a lot of trouble. The shockwave. Oh, he stopwatched the shockwave, but that's not going to save you for long, buddy. A fish getting taken down, drowning in water. Such a shame.
Rip fish, the tentacled champion, drowning in the water.
Getting filleted.
Yep.
Such a shame. Such a shame.
Man, I'm sure there's gonna be memes about that one. Anyway, that was an easy kill going over toward Vertaz in this mid lane. Now, that was such an easy kill for him because he had been poking fish this entire lane. That's why he's built up about a 10 CS lead, is because he's just been able to get that damage off where fish hasn't been able to. Especially because I'm pretty sure, yeah, he is going for that Q max. So he doesn't have that damage through the minion waves. He does do a lot of damage with his Q, but not nearly as much damage as he could potentially be doing if he had maxed that W. I'm not always a fan of it, depending on the situation, but when he's in a lane like this, where Orianna is absolutely going to be in the minion wave all the time, you almost want to at least put 2 extra points in that W, just to get some extra damage off.
Right. Damage, wave clear. All good.
Yeah.
It's all really nice to see as we see Reed trying to clear out some vision. I would just like to comment on the vision of CU on Saturday. So far, it has just been really great, especially around this bottom right quadrant. They have been keeping so much vision control around this dragon. We're seeing it slip a little bit with the 2 control wards in Baron Pit from Team Alureon, but if you scroll back, you'll see that this entire game from like 5 minutes onward, that section has been lit up by them. And I think that's really important. But on the other hand, you need to do something with that vision.
Yeah.
You can't just let it sit there. You want to start taking the dragon or at least pressuring it. And they have yet to do so, despite their lead in the bottom lane.
Yeah, they do have a pretty big lead. They're about 1,000 gold ahead overall, but that's only 1,000 gold where they should be a little bit more dominant with the extra 3 kills they have, 2 of which being on Tristana. I do feel like they can be a little bit more aggressive in this lane. They do have the lead here. There is about an extra 500 gold for Tristana over the Caitlyn. So, oh, Nightfall going in again.
Yep, a little bit of scrapping going on. Aftershock doing its thing. Nightfall is just full health after an entire fight.
Yeah.
Maokai is so strong into spellcasters, and that's just... Oh, he gets the Bramble Smash again. Oh.
Just barely.
My client froze, and I thought he had it.
Nah. Just barely missing it there. If he had waited a split second longer, there wouldn't have been that extra delay time. But he's going to go in again.
Oh, he goes in, and the... Oh, Frozen Tomb being enough to save Vacuum, but that's no ultimate now.
Yeah.
He has Flash, but that's not going to save him all that much.
That is a Lissandra ultimate officially down, and that means that it's going to be even easier for Nightbolt to get 1v1 kills in this lane. This Lissandra is having a hard time here.
Look how far he has to back. I'm always unhappy getting ganked there by Sarcastic. I think that wasn't needed.
Probably
that was
not.
an unnecessary buster.
Maybe so, because he was a little bit far away, but it's better to be safe than sorry when you're ahead like that. But Reed going to go towards the mid lane.
Fish was trying to position up and I think bait Vertaz in, but Vertaz suspected something fishy. I'm so funny. Anyways, it looks like they're finally about to do something with the vision. Nope. They have 2 zombie wards in the pit. They have cleared so much vision that they killed a ward and it left a ward. And then they killed another ward, which left another ward. And they've still done nothing with it. It's so sad. Reed, that was a great flag and drag to avoid, unintentionally, the elastic slingshot. But still, hey, a dodge is a dodge.
Yeah. If it's accidental, it doesn't matter as long as it happens. Oh.
As long as it looks good. Aftershock going to be proc here in a second. Damage down onto Vacuum at about a third of his health from 3 spells.
Wait.
Oh, Reed going in onto Vertaz. Vertaz popping that stopwatch, but it's not going to be enough to save him as Fish gets the kill. Sarcastic Shadows is going to have to get out of this pit somehow. Does he have Elastic Slingshot? He's going to in about 2 seconds, but he flashes over the wall instead as they start taking this Ocean Drake. Now, here's the problem. Sarcastic Shadows on Zac can jump over the back of the Dragon Pit without ever being in the pit itself and still smite it.
He's not going to go for it. No, he walks away, realizes it's a one-way trip, now that he doesn't have his flash, and he noticed he has passive up, so that would be a very, very big waste.
Finally, they got something. It's as if they heard our prayers and said, it's okay, casters, we got you covered. Walter's going to take the full damage from Explosive Shot here. Ilya not going to take the rocket jump in. Pretty smart. Good poke from Fish just there in the mid lane. That was a teleport advantage now.
That is a very good poke there in the mid lane. I do want to point out that Ilya had a lot of damage there, but he has 0 attack speed, so he's not going to be able to get anything very quickly. He does have that attack speed steroid in the queue, but not much more than that. Vacuum has no mana.
Oh, Bramble Smash. Going to be enough to stop the Glacial Path. Ultimate coming out from Night Vault. Will it be enough? Vacuum flashing away.
Does hit him.
Night Vault isn't going to dive in.
He had flash. He should have done it.
Come on, Sapling.
Should have done it. Should have done it.
It would have been great. He has the advantage here. Ooh, Fish juking out very cleverly, but the shockwave is going to be too much for him to handle as he's about to die. Almost, not quite. Barrier keeping him alive for a little bit, and it looks like instead... No, Fish went down. Sarcastic Shadows is alive.
Oh.
What? What the hell? I was so ready for him to be dead, and then he was just not. He went down to, I think, single-digit HP. I'm actually going to rewind that and look, because...
That was absolutely
40 HP.
Oh, we have another fight going on down here.
Oh, no. We're in a little bit of trouble. Walter's really low at this point. Unfortunately, my client did not jump immediately.
You were also slightly behind, so that works anyway.
Yeah, it's fine.
It's fine.
Everything's good.
We have a reason for everything here, guys. Method to them. Oh, that lunar beast always. Uh-oh.
Okay.
AFK.
Oh, the flash going down onto the Glacial Fissure. Going to land the concussive blows. Will Ilya be able to proc it? Doesn't look like it as Walters flashes away. So that's flash for Flash Exhaust Ultimate from I'm Always Unhappy. But Walters blew both summoners there, actually. So I guess that's an advantage, really, because the AD carry doesn't have anything.
I guess so.
Sarcastic Shadows. Oh, both junglers here for a gank down the bot lane. They're really focusing this lane. No objectives, but first tower is still in the map. Teleport coming in from Nightvault. Gank coming in from Reed. Oh, Cataclysm going to be enough to take out Walters. The stopwatches are going wild here. Ilya in a lot of trouble. Has to heal flash away. Dude, you could have just jumped towards their base. It's not like anyone's there to kill you.
The Orianna was there, and that was enough to kill him, but he could have jumped over the wall toward the jungle, and that would have been enough. Vacuuming is going to trade this tower in the mid lane, though. That's very good. But, oh my god, what is going on?
Is this the scrap for red buff? This is the fight that never ends. It's the gift that doesn't stop giving. The shockwave going down, as is Sarcastic Shadows. Reed in so much trouble. Eats the command dissonance there. Or no, command attack, I think it was.
I don't even know who threw more there. Like, that was good, I guess, because Team Saturday did get the first tower. They did get a couple kills in their pocket, but that was a few kills in the mid lane tower going over to Team Alureon there. So, good enough response. They did trade the kill for the red buff, but in the situation that they were in, I guess it's preferable. They are that 1,000 gold behind, so I guess trading a kill is better than not trading a kill at that point. It's better than just giving up a kill and getting a red buff. Now, Veritas did have a really, really nice shockwave there that looked really cool. It didn't do a whole lot, but it was a 4-man shockwave. Not a lot of people could say they've done that, so congrats on you, buddy.
Fish? Fish?
You didn't finish that blue buff there, buddy.
Whoo! Fish is just sitting there going glop, glop, glop.
Yeah.
That's frustrated sounds for Fish, apparently.
Is that what that is?
Yeah. You know, if you just spend enough time playing Fizz, eventually it just comes naturally. Nami as well. Ultimate not going to be enough to kill Fish, but he's in a little bit of trouble if Veritas decides to go up. Looks like both teams are prioritizing different lanes. Actually, the opposite lanes of what they took in the earlier engage. Sarcastic Shadow's going to have to get out soon. Rocking that Aftershock, so he doesn't have that defensive steroid in a second, but he still goes in anyways. Elastic Slingshot not going to land on anyone. Ilya going to focus the tower first, and then Sarcastic Shadow's going to have to flash over, but Ilya does not have the rocket jump, cannot get that last proc, and cannot get the kill as a result. Really just kind of sad, because that would have been cool.
Yeah, that would have been. Sarcastic Shadow's still in hiding here. He is going to try and go in.
He jumped over, but it was interrupted by the flag and drag. Cataclysm going to be enough to kill him, and Reed in a little bit of trouble, but Octoberry going to die here. Ultimate from a Fish, going to add some supplementary damage and a little bit of kill taking.
I do want to point
Securing,
out, though,
not stealing.
that during all of this, Vacuuming did get the top lane tower. He's basically split push Lysandra at this point. Did teleport in, though.
Ooh, Reed eating some proto belt damage. Vacuuming in a lot of trouble here, about to get stunned up. Ilya going to try and kill him before Vacuuming can kill him. Walters, you're toast, buddy.
That was a lot of kills going over the side of Team Saturday. That was solid by them. They did lose Reed in that fight, but they got an extra couple of kills. They lost top tower for it, but Dragon is up in 12 seconds. That means they can probably rotate over to that. Ilya is super strong compared to Walters right now. 4-0-5 to the 0-3-0. 20 CS behind, that doesn't really matter when you're 4 kills and 5 assists up. That is so much gold. I'm just going to show the gold here. That is 1,100 extra gold that just Tristana has in her pocket. The whole gold lead is almost just her. That is nuts.
That's exactly what you want, though, if you're CU on Saturday, because Tristana does so much damage, and in AoE at that, she is one of the strongest late game hyper carries. So it's good for them to have this 4-0-5 Tristana.
Yeah.
And she has, I think, the highest gold in the game at this point, it looks like. Yeah, confirming that just now, she's up on the second highest Vertaz by 400. So
with the attack speed steroid that Reed can give her, plus the stun that I'm always happy can have, it's gonna be really hard to kill this Tristana now. That being said, if Reed does get a little too hyphy, does go in too far, he did build full damage, so he is gonna get killed super easily. That being said, that means he's super easy. He can get killed super easy. Oh boy, so Shadow's getting caught.
Oh, Sarcastic Shadow's not quite caught out just yet. Octoberry using ultimate there. I don't think that was the right choice. Now he's going to be missing that key ultimate for a team fight.
That's true, but I did get Sarcastic Shadows out of that, and he almost died there, but Ilya gonna try and kill him here.
Instead, just taking the Raptor.
Oh,
Ultimate
wait,
BM.
they're starting it.
Oh. Well, they don't have their AD carry, but Walters is showing bot right now, so they know they can take this fight almost certainly with no contest. The fight coming in here, two-man Shockwave to start it off. Reed trying to go in, but failing to. Sarcastic Shadows going in onto the backline, jumping them all into the middle of the fight. And it looks like Ilya was having a little bit of trouble, but no longer. Octoberry falling as well as Vacuumin, soon to be dead, but maybe not. Ilya barely surviving off of that. And always unhappy. Gonna be even more unhappy after dying there. Vertaz versus Ilya. It is carry versus carry. First versus second highest gold values. Nightvault instead taking over the fight, saying, don't worry about it, buddy. I got you covered. Vertaz is going nowhere fast, but maybe he will. The flash, twisted advance, going to be enough to take it out. And that is a near ace. All but Walters are dead, but the inhib is in trouble now. Walters trying to trap Nightvault to stop him from, well, stopping him.
Yeah, that was
Cancel the teleport.
That was trading kills from each side, but that entire time, Walters, first of all, wasn't there, and that could have potentially been the team fight 1 for Team Alureon there, but he did get all of the towers bot lane. He didn't get the inhib, but he got everything else. That is massive. That means they're only a couple hundred gold behind in this game, even though they're 8 kills behind and a lot of CS behind. They're actually ahead on CS now that I'm looking at it. Anyway, that being said, Walters gets so much gold for his team there. Just absolutely a good play by the rest of Team Alureon to not immediately lose that fight. Sarcastic Shadows, bro, you don't want that fight.
Decided not to go in for it. Probably the better choice. QSS is taken by Ilya at this point, which is a great pickup. So many times we see AD carries get ahead and think, nah, I'm ahead. I can kill him before they CC me, and then dying to Malzahar or something like that.
Yeah.
And there is that big threat from the Frozen Tomb. Ooh. 3 people trying to get onto Reed, but he just EQs out of there all smooth.
Yep. I do want to point out, though, that Lissandra is the only champion, really, on the enemy team before Ilya that you can QSS anything from. That being said, there is that, that Glacial Tomb that Vacuumin has that you can QSS out of. That's pretty cool. But everything else you can't CC out of, other than, I guess,
well,
Morgana Dark Binding you can. But the 3 other champions you can't. So it's kind of, I have mixed feelings about that purchase. It is going to be useful if you do get caught, but you are currently 6-0-7, and your team seems to be doing well protecting you. You almost died in that last fight, but that was because you jumped into an almost half-health Tristana when you were at, or a half-health Orianna when you were at 10% health, so. They are just going to try and force down this tower, though.
Worth noting that in terms of combat set, oh, hold on, engage coming in from Sarcastic Shadows. It's a good one, but I don't know if it's going to result in a whole lot of kills. Never mind. We see Braum falling down here first. Shockwave has been used at this point, but not to much effect. Nightvault in really deep to try and get his team out, but that's 2 kills for Walters. Both summoners blown, however. They might try and re-engage here. Ilya in a lot of trouble, barely surviving. Oh, my goodness.
And that was a 1 for 2 for Team Saturday. They went a little bit too hard for those kills there. They're trying to force that tower too hard. They can be using their advantages in other ways here. They don't have to just brute force team fights, especially when the enemy team is a Zac who can get flanks off very, very easily.
Yeah, and the point I was trying to make before they so rudely interrupted me with fighting is that they probably don't want to fight right now because Ilya has used all of their gold lead on these sort of utility-oriented AD carry items. Not that that's a bad thing in fights themselves, but in terms of pure gold sunk into damage, Ilya, are you just about to become the assassin, Tristana? Yeah. Yeah, he is. Okay, so apparently it doesn't matter, but the point I was going to make is that with that QSS and that Executioner's Calling, that's a lot less gold that can be dumped into offensive stats, 2,100. Whereas Walters just opted for the Zeal at that point and had a combat advantage, which played out in the fight pretty much exactly how you'd expect it to be when an AD carry is an item up. Uh-oh. Reed in a little bit of trouble. Flagon drags away. He's in a little bit of safety. Disintegration Ray coming in huge. Vacuumin using that Frozen Tomb, but not going to do much other than keep himself there for longer and waste that ultimate. Sarcastic Shadows able to get out. Buster Shot not going to kill him. Ooh, it was damn close.
Yeah, that was really close. I also would have liked to have seen how far Zach flew after that, because he did elastic slingshot away, and the buster shot hit him as he landed. But unfortunately, directed camera doesn't care about fun things; it just wants to see action.
Just action, and sometimes trading and CSing. Nightvault really low. Autos from Walter is going to be enough to chunk him down to about a 6 of his health. Not that it matters. Tower taken. That's what they wanted here. They might go for Baron, but I really would not recommend it with Nightvault being as low as he is.
No,
Maybe
what
just get some control.
they should rotate mid, grab that wave, start up pushing, and then go grab Dragon real quick because they can take it really quickly. They don't need anyone else for it other than themselves. Oh, but Fish is backing in the lane, and the minions saw him, so they know that they're not there.
Jarvan flag just angering Baron.
Hey, when you have a flag shoved into your head, of course you're gonna get mad.
Yeah, and it's a pretty good strategy too. If your enemy's trying to clear vision in the pit, just smack Baron. Walters, you don't want to do that, buddy.
And no, that was a good 20% of his HP gone from Baron. He is gonna heal again.
And now he has the debuff on him.
Yeah, it's unfortunate and it sucks. But that was to get the vision out. All members in this game are here, ready to fight. Nightbolt going in.
Oh, Nightbolt going in with a great engage onto Walters. Walters in a lot of trouble. Disintegration Ray is going to be enough to take him out. The Cataclysm goes down onto Vertaz. Vertaz dead as well. And it looks like Vacuumin may be the next one to fall for his team. Staying alive for a suspiciously long amount of time, but finally falling down. Octoberry, next one on Ilya's list. Can he get him and cross off the name? I don't know. He flashes in to try and ensure that. The stun from Braum going to be enough to secure it for him. And Ilya cleans up the enemy team with 4 deaths for them. Sarcastic Shadow's the only one alive, and he has Smite, but will he go for the steal? He's bot lane. He just showed that was
to be
lower
fair,
risk play.
yeah, he is clearing out that bot wave so that they can't grab Baron and push down bot side. But you could at least threaten it, you know? The elastic slingshot range is long enough to cover the entire river, but they do grab the Baron. After that one team fight, that was, what, a 4 for 0. And so they do grab that. They do get out of there. They have their enhanced recalls. They're going to grab that mid wave. Looks like they're going to rotate to Dragon and grab that as well, so they have it. I don't know why directed camera has it on Fish sitting in the fountain, but directed camera doesn't like fun. Remember that.
Yeah. Well, they're trying to see how a fish survives out of water.
I guess that's a good point. Yeah, it's a very
it's an
curious
important
thing.
scientific inquiry, really.
Yes, it is. You're right. But that isn't a fight, and that's what director camera likes to focus on.
It's true. This is true. It's making a few mistakes here today, more so than the players, I think. So,
yes,
hopefully it can clean up its act.
Right? Can we please report the director camera for feeding, please? Thank you.
Yes. ×9, everyone.
Yep. It's the new report option.
We saw the Mountain Drake go down into an immediate back. Mortal Reminder coming out for Ilya. This is something that I really like to see AD carries take, especially when you have to deal with an enemy AD carry that's threatening, because one of the big things that decides how long an AD carry lives is their lifesteal. And while Walters hasn't built any lifesteal items, he may have Bloodline from that precision tree. Sorry. And he definitely has Fleet Footwork. We see that now on the Spectator client. Thanks, Riot.
He does have Fleet Footwork, and he does have Triumph. I also want to point out it's partly because Lissandra healing and Zac healing as well. That is a lot of healing that you're trying to get rid of. He also built he finished the Mercurial Scimitar. He is just really far ahead now. He's got a full item, and I mean a full item over Walters at this point. That is an 8-0 in 10 Tristana. This is the backbone of the team at this point. But they are really not doing anything with their Baron. They're just kind of pushing waves, but not really, because they're just running around the jungle. What needs to happen right now is you need to send 1 person top, 3 people mid, 1 person bot. You have a strong enough team that you can do that, especially if Tristana is with a 3, and you just push out waves with the Baron. I don't know why Jarvan is in the bot lane and Maokai is into the top lane. You can easily throw Maokai in the top lane to get that wave pushing, especially because Lissandra cannot match him. Lissandra is an easy kill, or not really easy kill, but is a long, hard-earned kill for Nightbolt at this point. And it can work, but now you can see they're finally sending him up to that side to try and get that wave. But by the time he gets up there, it's likely going to be past the river. So
one of the things I thought they were concerned about was that Nightvault's teleport only just came up as I'm speaking the sentence. Hopefully, yeah. I had to extend the sentence to show you that I was right about the timing. It's important to look good and look like you know what you're talking about sometimes. So now that he has that teleport, he'll be a lot more readily able to teleport into engages like that if they didn't flub. So Sarcastic Shadow is going a little bit short on that Elastic Slingshot. Good footwork from Ilya there. And this bottom tower might be falling here.
See, this is what I was talking about. You get the 3 points of pressure on the map, and you can get advantages easier. Vacuum can't clear these minions. Like, it's going to take him 100 years. Well, okay, as soon as I say that, he clears the minions, but whatever. Thanks, Vacuum.
But using Proto Belt and everything in his kit.
Yeah. He doesn't have any of that.
Wow, that was a huge tower chunk, man. Demolish is great.
Yep, Demolish is great for tanks. It gives tanks a way to get towers.
As tanks specifically, because everyone else does not like that mastery.
No.
Oh no! The ultimate onto the 80 carry and the through-man shockwave. A lot of trouble there for Ilya, but not enough to kill him. They threw everything on him, but he still survives. That's a lot of ultimates down. Shockwave is down. Let's Bounce from Zac is down. Glacial Tomb will be up, but... Sorry, Frozen Tomb. But who cares?
Yeah.
Lissandra's not here in this fight.
No, Lissandra is trying to deal with his top wave, but she is behind, though. To try and get it.
Oh no, Ilya in trouble again, getting ganked from the side, but staying alive for a little bit longer than I'd suspect. Walter's going to go down to the enemy 80 carry. Sarcastic Shadows taken out as well. Reed having to jump out. Everyone is so low. Vacuuming going in and taking out Reed, and I'm always unhappy. Will he be able to take out Ilya? He will not. Sarcastic Shadows trying to go in and take out this 80 carry, but he is so fed. It's not going to matter. Vertas going to be the last one. It's almost an ace. Octoberry is the only one left on his team, and Nightvault is trying to fix that as best he can. Aftershock is proccing, but he's...
Aftershock.
Yeah, baby.
That was...
That's where you go after you go to the Love Shack.
Anyway, that was a 2 for 4. They're gonna try and get as much as they can out of this. Aftershock is up, so if they can get to the tower, they can get a lot of damage to it. But Ilya is gonna grab this bot tower. He's likely gonna go back directly after this, though, because I don't think he can match Walters right now. No, he can't. He should try and rotate for that red buff, because it is coming up in a few seconds. But they did get out of all of that, Nibiria. Out of all of that, you want to know what they got out of that Baron? 2 towers. 2 towers. And that's it.
Man.
That's it.
It's more than 0.
That is more than 0, but they could have gotten so much more.
They could have, but they did open up that inhibitor in the bot lane, and I believe also... No, not in the top lane. Almost. One more Demolish proc will be enough to take that.
Yep.
Ilya does get that red buff. And one of the things I'd like to comment on itemization here, Ilya did go that more defensive utilitarian build with his last 2 items, but I feel like going the rapid fire cannon earlier, why is he not going for another attack speed item? Attack speed is so good on Tristana, by the way. A lot of the Tristana 1 tricks back when Blade of the Ruin King was more attack speed oriented would go work into 2 attack speed items into Eye Edge, because that just lets you push out the damage as much as possible. You'd almost reach attack speed cap when that rapid fire was proccing. She's really strong with it, but I'm wondering if that'll be like a Bloodthirster. I don't think it would be an Essence Reaver, that BF sword. Perhaps a GA.
I'm gonna make a call and say it's gonna be a Bloodthirster here. It's likely not gonna be an Essence Reaver. You don't need cooldown reduction as Tristana. And I don't see a reason. I mean, okay, I do see a reason to build a GA when you're 11-0-11 and you want to keep that score line. But getting the Bloodthirster is going to be really important because it gives you more health, gives you more lifesteal, and you don't have any lifesteal currently. The only thing you have is Fleet Footwork and Triumph. Going in.
Octoberry's in a lot of trouble. Redemption going down will not be enough to save him. The Zonia's coming out, and a great elastic slingshot from Sarcastic Shadows, going to knock the 2 of them together. Ilya is not in trouble anymore, able to get out, but his team is dead. Ilya's the last one alive. He's not able to rocket jump out because he gets caught by that binding, and that's an ace out of nowhere. Almost ace. Nightvault, the only one left for his team, going to try and take that top tower and the top inhibitor as Elder Dragon is taken by Team Alureon. Team Alureon turning this game on its head very quickly.
I do want to point out that
the
bot inhib is completely open. They're taking a 0 Dragon Elder Drake rather than going mid, pushing that with the time that they have, getting mid and bot inhib. They aren't doing as much as they could with it. They did get this advantage, and they likely are going to get at least 1 tower from it. But Vacuumin has no mana. They're going to lose the inhib either way. This inhib's gone.
Going for Baron. Well, Nightvault's in a little bit of trouble because that true damage burn from the Elder Drake is doing a lot to him.
That is
using
true.
his ultimate to try and discourage. Nature's Grasp not going to root for too long. He does nothing to this inhibitor.
But he'll get there. Just you wait.
He'll get there one day. Baron is on to Vacuuming. Nightvault finally gets it, and he teleports out. The smartest play possible here.
I do want to point out for everyone watching that when you get basically an ace, when you get 4 people, and you have 50 seconds. I was looking at the death timers. There was between 45 and 50 seconds on every single person. The play is not to grab 2 neutral objectives that are up. It's to grab as many enemy objectives as you can until they are up, and then rotate toward the neutral objectives because the neutral objectives are from the base. Now that being said, they could have gotten so much that they potentially could have even won the game, if I'm honest, because that was so much time where they were dead. And Maokai could not have taken the base that fast. You saw how long it took him to take that inhib. You saw how long he had to whack that thing over and over and over again just to get through the inhib. Now he has to also get through 2 towers and the Nexus before 4 members can get through all of that. I don't know. I think it was a little bit too passive of a play to start the Elder Dragon and the Baron.
Yeah, because generally, as you were saying, the easiest order to think of objectives when you get a near ace or an ace is hardest to get normally versus easiest to get normally. And as you were saying, the reason you go for Baron and Elder last is because they're in the middle of the map.
Yeah.
Comparatively, compared to getting all the way into the enemy base and all the way into their inhib, takes a lot longer. And pushing onto the high ground of that base without a pick is damn near impossible. Uh-oh. Nightvault in a lot of trouble, going to die here, but not before he gets his ultimate out. Ooh, Ilya really low at this point, but it doesn't matter because Vacuumin falls down, who's the big damage threat onto Ilya. Ilya almost gets popped there, but still staying alive as best he can. Staying alive. Sarcastic Shadows not doing exactly as well. I'm always unhappy, pretty low. Reed trying to get Walters, but not quite able. Sarcastic Shadows finally falling. No, he's not able to get Walters, and it's an ace.
That's a game.
For Team Alureon, that's the game. Oh my goodness.
The only thing they have to beat now.
Stay alive for so long.
The only thing they have to beat now is the minions. That's it. They've won. They've won the game. Team Alureon wins.
Behind the entire game, Team Alureon somehow flips it around on its head off of one single fight, and that second fight was played so brilliantly. They sent their front line in to distract as long as possible, and Walters just got those free shots. Vertaz did the best he could on that Orianna with the AoE damage, and it was enough to eventually take down the Nexus after that ace. The 50 gold going to Walters. What a game.
That was absolutely an intense game. How do you top that, Nibiria? Game 2 has to be better. That's how it works. So what are these teams gonna do to top that in Game 2?
Well, I'm hoping we see something like Aatrox, Volibear, Udyr, all on one team. And then we have an Ivern to enable him to get in. Now, the lane setups, that's not my job. I'm not an analyst. But just saying, out of pure hype alone, I think that'd top it. But in terms of gameplay, it's going to be really hard. That was a huge turn. It was something like a 10k gold lead they flipped around to end 1,000 ahead. It's ridiculous. You'd never see that. But they pulled it off. Team Alureon just showing that eventually, if you play smart enough and careful enough, you can turn almost any game. So hopefully we see something anywhere near as exciting for Game 2. I'm thinking it's possible to top it, but they'll have to think long and hard about how to do so.
Yep, I agree. We'll see what they do in Game 2. Send it off, Nibiria.
Stick around through the break.
So keep me in this state of mind. Tell me that it's real life, 'cause with you I'm superhuman, superhuman. this new in love. It's stronger than the both of us. Together we can spark a flame and freeze the world to numb the pain. I just wanna feel what I feel, what I feel when it's just you and me. I'm falling on my knees just to see if I can still bleed. 'Cause with you I'm Superman.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back. We are here in Game 2 between Team Alureon and Team CU on Saturday. The teams have switched sides, as one might expect in a best-of series. We have the Nunu band coming out hard and fast, which, I get that Nunu is strong in the meta right now, but I kind of just want to see him in a show match for once. I want to see what everyone's so afraid of, but I guess we'll have to wait until he sucks again to see that.
I guess we will, Nibiru. I guess we will.
Sad times, sad times.
Nunu also sounds a little bit like Nibiria, which I think there's a little bit of bias there. But the Caitlyn band,
Same letter, yeah.
it's fine. So Caitlyn band does come out here. That was a very strong late game force for Team Alureon there. That being said, there's other AD carries that can do similar things that Caitlyn does. Maybe not with the exact amount of range that Caitlyn has, but that early game did feel really oppressive. So I don't blame them banning that. But the Maokai, the last ban for Team Alureon there, I absolutely do not blame him for that one. He kind of stomped on the Lysandra last game, but this game, this was the pick that I was excited about from the pro draft. We officially have a Tryndamere in Learning Fives. This is it, boys. What do you think
then.
of that one, Nibiria?
Oh, that's a spicy egg roll.
The
That is
solo
awesome.
the solo Q special, Nibiria.
Dude, I'm so hyped that like it's gone past excited hyped and it's just become this sort of mellow, warm feeling washing over me, just like everything is right in the world because we get a freaking Tryndamere. Yes! Yes! I've been waiting forever to see some cool freaking picks in show matches.
It's been
we
a long
never
time.
get them. We always get the meta stuff. The last one I remember was when Banter picked Shaco. Or no, he like even hovered it. He didn't even end up picking it.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
Anyways,
It's been a while. It's been a while since we had some stuff like this.
He's bad, but maybe they'll make it work. And that's the exciting part. The exciting part of interesting picks is making them work because nothing interesting is good.
No, that's very true. Tryndamere is a very interesting pick, especially against the enemy team. If he can dodge the CC from Reed, and I'm always happy on these CC heavy champions, then he can just get on Fish's Vel'Koz here without any trouble. It's so hard for a Vel'Koz to get someone like a Tryndamere off of you, especially because he has a button that just says "I don't die." So
Yeah, and I want to see how this lane matchup goes because I assume before 6 it's terrible for Tryndamere, but then I kind of assume that after 6 it's still awful for a while.
Nar pokes out Tryndamere very heavily, but if Tryndamere can sustain in this lane, which I'm hoping he can, even early and mid game, Tryndamere can do fairly well considering he has a lot of consistent damage if he can get on Gnar, and Gnar likely isn't going to build a completely tank build, so it's very possible that Gnar just isn't tanky enough to withstand the onslaught of sword bops that Tryndamere is going to throw at him.
I expect he'll go something like the classic Frozen Mallet, Black Cleaver, Randuin's build, which would do kind of decently against Tryndamere, but once Tryndamere actually has real AD carry items, because let's face it, he's just an AD carry without range, which is why no one picks him.
Yeah.
He'll be pretty good against that Gnar once he can get onto him. Once Gnar is forced into Mega Gnar by virtue of his passive, Tryndamere can actually do some damage. Because, Gnar has CC. Wow. Really spooky. But Tryndamere has this thing called not dying. It's kind of what he's known for. And he just hits the not dying button. And then he starts wailing on Gnar after the CC has gone through. And Gnar kind of is screwed at that point. So we'll see. I'm guessing around level 13. Just a ballpark estimate.
Yeah, so one thing that I'm hoping for here is that the Tryndamere went Ultimate Hat. That's what I'm hoping for. Because I want to see it so bad. Because I just imagine a Tryndamere with Ultimate Hat is just going to have that Ultimate up all the time. There's like no getting around it. If he has Ultimate Hat, it's going to be so hard to play around that window of opportunity that Riot loves to pull out. They always say, oh, we like to give champions a window of opportunity and a window of counterplay and blah, blah, blah. That's why they gave Gnar a timer on his passive. Now, Tryndamere with Ultimate Hat means that ult ends up being on about a 25-second cooldown. where's the window in that?
Does it
When
really?
Yeah, it's really really short. Once you're level 8, once you're level 16, you have 3 points in it, 45% CDR
Disgusting.
with all 5 ultimate stacks stacked up. It's pretty low down there, and it lasts for like 4 seconds, I think, or 5 seconds, something like that. So
Somewhere around there.
you end up only having a downtime of 20 seconds, and it's just enough to like rotate from one lane to the other. So anyway, we should talk briefly about all the other lanes. Uh,
Yeah, bot lane's gonna be awesome. Look at those supports; they're freaking sweet. Walters is also apparently like a Caitlyn club member, so I don't know why we didn't see that coming as casters. I apparently can't read, but I've known that for a while. Jarvan versus Zac, we saw that before. Oriana versus Vel'Koz, we saw that before. Those supports are awesome, and that's really all I have time to say.
I do want to point out really quickly that Jarvan and Zac, they're swapping sides essentially. Zac and Jarvan stayed on the blue and red side respectively, so they're swapping players. This is a Shen and a Sion bot lane too. This is picks you don't normally always see in the bot lane. But anyway, yeah, that's going to be an interesting game here, just as we requested.
Yeah, stick around because this is gonna be freaking great. Hello, everybody, and welcome back. Thanks for sticking through that very, very short break. We are here again with Game 2 between Team Alureon and Team CU on Saturday. The sides have switched, and my spirit has not. This is going to be so awesome, guys. It's a treat to be here. Come on, aren't you hype? Come on, Penguin. I know you're hype. Are you sure? Anyways, he went Resolve secondary, which is just like, it's kind of a bit of a bummer. But you know what isn't a bummer? That unsealed spellbook on Shen support, because that's going to be awesome for the flash timer. Is this the nerf one? Because it doesn't really matter. It's still 15%, even if it is the nerf one. But those flash shadow dashes, oh, and they're going for the cheesy level 1. My heroes. Oh, come on. Come on, Vert.
Minions have spawned.
Okay.
Well, Penguin was talking this whole time,
Yes.
but he.
I will. I'm good now. Here we go. Back to what I was saying. Nightvolt took Fleet Footwork where he should have. Nars used to go area for the poke and lane. You also get Ultimate Hat and stuff to make your ult up faster. Vacuumin went the Fleet Footwork and, like as you said, went Resolve secondary. So that being said, he's not going to have the Ultimate Hat stacks. Reed went normal, Fish went normal, and you did mention the unsealed spellbook Shen is going to be really exciting because the flash cooldown, but you also have to remember he started with Ignite, and he's likely going to switch it to Teleport later and be that secondary split pusher with Nightvolt. I'm excited for that as well. Octoberry, though, he went Aftershock. Now, that's interesting to me considering he likely isn't going to get that off as often as Shen would get it off, considering his CC is very reliant on the enemy team walking into it, or, pressing ult, and that works too.
Yeah, I'm used to seeing the feed to win Scion support popularized by our very own Meowing Cat, where you go Glacial Augment and you rely on that natural passive damage. Ooh, Ilya taking a lot of poke there from that Xayah. history is repeating itself at this point. But basically, the strategy is you can use Titanic Hydra in passive. So you do. And Reed is about to die to Sarcastic Shadows. Like, this is... Okay, he makes it out, but Fish... Oh no, Fish, buddy. This is getting Shadow Dash going down. Will he get the Blast Plant in time? I don't think he'll be able to survive. I'm Always Unhappy is over the wall now. Sarcastic Shadows
He's
is
just
in
chilling.
his grave.
He's chilling over there. Fish
Yeah,
getting a
he's
lot of
just
damage.
relaxing. Fish going in onto Vertaz, getting that passive proc, but Fish is taking a lot of return damage. I'm Always Unhappy going up with the level 2 roam. This game is great. Shadow Dash going down. It's going to land. Vertaz is in a lot of trouble here. Red buff not going to be enough to kill him, but is going to force the flash. Heal is still available, but he is refusing to use it.
Now you also have to remember from game 1 that Team Saturday was the early game dominant team. They had the kills, they had the lead early game in game 1. Now we'll see if they can keep it up into late game. This game, oh no.
Jarvan gank. Come on, directed camera. Come on, dude. Apparently the gank didn't result in anything. Because directed camera said it didn't.
That directed camera directs how the game goes, I guess. To be fair, the game is 3 minutes ahead, so the directed camera, I guess, knows that nothing came of that. So maybe it's just smarter than all of us. You never know. All hail
the third caster that never gets any credit.
Usually
directed camera.
Usually that's me.
Hey man, I try.
I
Shadow Dash going to land onto Walters there. Explosive charge, not going to be fully procced, but close to it. Looks like 3 stacks going to go off. Walters down to a little bit over half. Exciting, but not deadly. And that's what we're hoping for, really, as casters were just kind of like the worst kind of sadist. Oh no, Nightvolt might be in trouble here. That's a lot of crit from Vacuum in there. He flashes away, and Vacuumin flashes forward. Oh no, double flash is going down. Vacuumin might fall to the hyper, but Nightvolt isn't gonna go for it.
Wait, what's going on?
And in the bot lane, Ilya, hello? Hello?
We were holding our breath waiting for the top lane to go down, but directed camera was like, nah, bro, let's go to the bot lane. Hold on.
Where we find out we were supposed to be holding our breath for bot lane for the past like 30 seconds and never knew. So
yeah, this game is really tense really quickly. Both these teams are feeling the pressure from that last game. Team Saturday doesn't want to. Okay. Do I get a chance to talk? Thank you. Team Saturday doesn't want to throw this game like it did the last one, but Team Alureon wants to keep up pressure and keep up their momentum from the last game. They're feeling it right now. I can see it in their eyes. They want more. They want another win. They want a 2-0 on the day.
I don't know if they're going to get it, though. This game is a whole lot different, mostly because there's a Tryndamere.
See, you said that, and you said that last game they would likely not win, but look at what happened.
Yeah.
They won.
But you'll notice, Penguin, that if you look at the champion list, Tryndamere and Lissandra are not the same champion. So
yeah, well,
they can't expect the same sort of victory. And Jarvan and Zac being swapped as well adds a little bit of uncertainty here.
You know, I'll give you credit for basic cognition there, Nibiria. That
thank you.
Lissandra is in fact not the same champion as Tryndamere. Good job on that one.
Took me years to get to this point.
Yeah, same. But I will mention that. It is a... Oh no, Gnar going in.
Ultimate going down. Nightfall going for that huge level 6 power spike engage. Vacuumin in a lot of trouble here. Nightfall about to lose Mega Gnar. Vacuumin may hit 6. He will definitely hit 6 off this wave, but will it be before Nightfall can kill him?
Nightfall looks like he wants to, but... Vacuumin respecting the damage that Gnar can put out, and I can understand that. Now, you could have risked it, and this is what I would have done personally. You could have just spun under the tower to get your minions to kill them, to press ult to kill off Nightvolt there, but that's just me.
Both junglers in the bot side right now. No gank is going to come from it, unfortunately. Vacuumin going to start engaging. He does not yet have that 6, but he knows that he's close, so he might be trying to bait it out. He's about 2 minions away at this point, and directed camera hates me.
He did get it. So it is available.
Okay, he's 6. Okay, we know. All right, thank you. Nightvolt going to go for another engage. Gets the stun. Not much else. Gnar is...
Oh my god, Vacuumin, no.
Not back up, I believe. Oh, Reed going in for the engage here. Going to land the Elastic Slingshot onto that Xayah. Walters not getting hit by the Shadow Dash, which means no taunt coming out, but Walters is so low getting taken out by I'm Always Unhappy. 2-0 in kills for this team.
So I want to point out that Sion doesn't provide a whole lot of peel, especially as compared to Shen. There's a lot of damage and a lot of CC that comes out, and Zion just doesn't protect Xayah from any of that. Luckily, in a level, Xayah will have an R button that says she doesn't care about CC, so it'll be fine. But up until then, which is right now, Sion was the main tool to get people off of her, and she didn't have that for that last engage down bot side when Zac went in and got the kill. Now, that is going to change very quickly once Zac gets back into lane, but Vacuuming getting so low from this poke from Nightvolt.
Nightvolt's about to get ganked, but he does have Mega Gnar available and that Gnar ultimate. He's going to go for the two-man stun. He gets it, but can he get anything else using that crunch to escape instead of engage? I think that was the wrong decision. He might have been able to kill Sarcastic Shadows, who doesn't even have 6 yet, but Nightvolt instead going to fall down to Vacuumin, and that is... Oh no, the re-engage from Reed almost gets the kill on the Sarcastic Shadows.
The
and
level up
saves him. No.
The red buff would have killed him if the level up hadn't come through there.
Golden Aegis plus level up is all you need. Fish, meanwhile, going to try and take out Vacuumin. Vacuumin does not have his ultimate, but it's not going to matter. That was...
Vacuumin is having a hard time in this game, but he did get that kill onto Nightvolt. That means he's going to, get items and gold and stuff. That means he's going to get what he needs, and he's going to be able to survive this lane. Now, there is a ward on this blue buff, but there's literally no one in range to do anything about it. I didn't even notice when... the Sarcastic Shadows had gone in to get it. Fish is going to grab up that blue buff with one last
Fish is
tentacle
having
slap.
some real trouble with blue buffs this series.
Fish is just having a hard time, period, I think.
Yeah, but at least he gets the blue buff this time, because last time we saw him try it, he lost that fight.
Yeah.
Which is
okay,
always sad to see.
I wouldn't say that he lost that fight. I would say that he preemptively retreated from that fight. Ooh, nice.
There we go. Tactical retreat. Oh, that was a great cue there from Octoberry.
And
but
directed camera just breaks our necks.
Come on, man.
It went from bot lane after a nice Q to top lane and then immediately back to bot lane.
Decam, my dude.
We're trying so hard to give you credit here, buddy, but come on. Vacuum is not having a good time, which is why Nightvolt...
Ooh, Nightvolt having a flash.
Nightvolt did have to flash there. I'm not sure he would have died, but it's very possible.
And we're just seeing a whole lot of tension happening because we see a bunch of engages that are about to break out onto the map. Interesting that Vacuumin gets the Tiamat first. I assume that's to counter the wave clear of Gnar. But that does mean he's not going to have a huge amount of damage just yet. Reed elastic slingshotting defensively. Not what you want to be doing as Zac.
Overall, these lanes are fairly passive. I know I say that when we already have 3 kills going down, but overall, that's not that bad. There isn't too many kills going down. There isn't a lot happening where it's just absolutely insane. That's kind of disappointing because Vacuumin is playing Tryndamere, and we want to see people getting bopped the whole game. Like this.
Yeah, that's kind of what you're hoping to see. And Vacuumin not using the Undying Rage just yet. Nightvolt does have ultimate, using the crunch to jump over him. The mashing of the buttons is occurring. Vacuumin getting stunned up, hoping that Nightvolt will be able to get the damage. He gets the Q and it kills him. Nice. That's what we call the slick timings. Nightvolt's about to get this top tower too. I don't think he can wave clear it fully in time, but Vacuumin doesn't have TP for a little bit.
Nightvolt is just hard winning this lane against this Tryndamere. Vacuumin not holding his own against this Gnar, whether it be because the matchup is bad or because he doesn't know how to deal with it. But man, Nightvolt is just going to go off in this game. To be fair, we said that last game, and he was a key point in the game. But in the end, it was Vacuumin that pulled out the win. Vacuumin got the win last game, and maybe, just maybe, Nightvolt is feeling a little bit of that, and he wants revenge this game.
You know, there's a possibility of that, and with the Rage passive from the Black Cleaver that he just completed, he's going to have a little bit better of a chance.
That's it. That's it. Yeah, that's the whole thing. Is he's metagaming us right now. He built Black Cleaver first because he's mad that he lost. That's it. That's the whole reason.
His IRL Rage passive is going to give him move speed on his fingers.
Yes, that's exactly that's exactly what we're referring to here. Yes.
Yeah. It works out perfectly. This is just really high-level play that you don't see analyzed a lot in the LCS. This is sort of like symbolism in English class when you just try and ignore your teacher. Like, the blue curtains are just blue. It doesn't symbolize sadness. No. This Black Cleaver symbolizes rage from Nightvolt, and he's going to try and show it by killing Vacuumin, but will he be able to get it? He gets the boulder toss down. Vacuumin is in a little bit of trouble. He still doesn't have ultimate. Nightvolt able to get it just before Undying Rage comes back up.
This feels
See,
so
look,
bad.
Undying Rage. There's a theme to this match, Penguin, and it's rage.
It's upsetty spaghetti time. That's what it is.
Exactly. So pour yourself a bowl as Ilya is in a little bit of trouble. Walter's not getting a lot of return damage on him. Still pretty healthy.
God, Night Voltage is just hard winning this lane. That's it. It's as simple as that. He's 15 to 20 CS up. He's a level up. He's a kill up, and it's going in. Oh, that bad jump.
Oh, good ultimate from Octo, though. Ilya is toast. Great three-man Shadow Dash, but it's not going to be enough as Fish dies in the mid lane as well. Nightvault in a lot of trouble, finally getting taken out, and Reed just came to a whole lot. Oh my god, that was awesome. Another Shadow Dash to peel for his jungler. Reed, and I'm always unhappy, just...
The synergy.
Beautiful.
You love seeing jungle support synergy. Now that was... Okay, that was essentially a 1-for-2 trade in the bot lane, but then mid lane 1v1 died? Question mark?
Yes.
And so then Veritas is able to just roam down here and get this tower. I'm always unhappy he's just kind of here. Looks like he's going to want to go in though.
The Night Vault teleport was a little optimistic. Shadow Dash going to land onto Walters, but not onto anyone else. I'm always unhappy and a lot of trouble using that stopwatch. Passive is procced from Reed, but Ilya is going in with the flash, trying to get it with the explosive shot, but the heal from Vertaz is going to be able to save Walters at this point, and that is just... It's why you don't Buster Shot until you're 100% sure you get the kill, because I don't even think that explosive shot would have killed. Vacuum in a little bit of trouble. Hyper has been procced. Rage passive building, just like the Rage passive on Gnar. There's layers here, people. Vacuum in a little bit of trouble. He's going to try and E over the wall, but will he be able to get there in time? The slow from the boomerang toss. He has to blow that Undying Rage. And the jump over the wall from Night Vault, we can't see it right now, but I promise you guys it is happening around the red buff. Mega Gnar has been popped, and it will not be a kill as a result. Kind of sucks when your champion's own kit screws you.
A little bit.
But we've all been there, you know. Anyone who's played Gnar has been like, if I can only get that one last... Oh,
and then yeah, you're at 100 rage, and then you want to cry because you're playing a champion that gets upset spaghetti, and then has to go big or go home. It's sad, really. If you think about how it works, Gnar is just like a small child who is trying to play with his toys. He's just playing with a boomerang and throwing it back and forth, but eventually he gets hit in the head with it one too many times, and he just goes insane and throws a fit. Like... That's exactly what's going on.
And then it gets tired. The poor little thing.
Yeah.
He gets that whole debuff for like a whole 10 seconds.
Yeah.
But at least then he can't get angrier. And
Yes.
that's a blessing. It's sort of like he gets a Xanax for 10 seconds.
Yeah. Well, I don't think you should give like Xanax to anyway. Anyway, we're
Yeah.
this analogy has gone
that's a
south.
discussion for the Psychological Association Ethics Board. But
This analogy has gone south very quickly.
it's gone south and it's gone kind of sad as well.
Anyway, we're gonna bring it back to League of Legends now. So let's evaluate this game.
Legends, what's that?
So I want to point out that Ilya has just died and doesn't have 11 kills, so he's already behind where he was last game. Pretty simple.
Yeah. That's good. That's good analysis there. And you'll notice that Walters
I'm
is
an
1-1
analyst.
and 1. Yeah, which is somehow comparable to his score last game because I forget how he was doing at this point.
Yeah, I do
Vertaz
too.
is 1-0-0,
Yeah.
which you'll notice is an undefined KDA because it's not infinite.
Actually,
Can't
it's
be
a 1 KDA.
But he hasn't died yet.
According to the way that people calculate KDAs, it's a 1.
Well, that's ridiculous.
I know.
You just get a free death every game. That's silly.
Yeah,
Vacuuming.
That's actually how that works.
Running away. It's like Scion ulting away. That's one of my favorite things is Scion ulting away. Cowards!
Yelling cowards as he runs away.
It's
love
the
it.
greatest thing that Riot has put into this game because everyone enjoys it.
Yeah, no, it was very smart of Riot to do that, but we see here that I'm always happy has 2 kills. Oh no, Vertas going engaged on.
Oh, Reed with a great elastic slingshot. Going to be enough to take out Vertas there.
Boy,
yeah, I mean, that's
that
really
was,
all there was. He was already low.
Yeah, he was already pretty chunked out by Fish's
Yeah.
Falcons, and so Reed just came in and said, "Hello, buddy," and shoved a thing up his butt. I don't know what you would call
Yeah.
Reed.
Some-
Gel, I guess. slime,
just a
ooze,
little
whatever.
blob.
Blobs? I don't know, man.
Why does Nightvolt have overheal? Like, is he gonna? He's gonna go Bloodthirster, isn't he?
Oh yeah, or he's gonna go play
just
the
go
Ruin
full
King.
meme on us.
He's gonna go play the Ruin King
Okay,
for sure.
he got the Gnar down onto Vacuumin, but Vacuumin is no longer taking a lot of damage from the base damages here from Nightvolt, which is not good.
It's primarily because of the Ninja Tab I here that you see from Vacuumin. It does reduce that extra 20 damage. Oh, hello, dirty camera.
Oh, great elastic slingshot there, and the ultimate to grab Walters and push them towards Red's base. Sorry, Reed. Walters in a lot of trouble, getting exhausted, finally falling down, and the cowards as he runs away. That's what I like to see. Disintegration Ray coming out and
But he
taking
goes
out
mid.
Vertaz, but the ultimate goes down onto Fish. Did he get it?
No, he didn't. He didn't hit him. But I do think that was a bit of lag by Veritas there.
So good.
I do. Yeah, that was some lag from Veritas, so he did die, which is unfortunate. We unfortunately, as a small organization that we are, we do not have access to the Chrono Break tool, so we cannot go back 20 seconds to before Veritas died. But we can sit here and wait in the pause screen while Veritas loads in. Okay, of course you start making the music and the timer starts ticking.
Yeah.
Octoberry looking like he's gonna get a tentacle.
Fish, buddy, you have auto attacks. Use them. Come on. Ooh, the flash away. The fancy feat from Octoberry here. Will it be enough to save? It's fine.
Am I
I
behind
don't-
you? No, I'm not behind you. Oh,
Ooh,
sarcastic shadow.
Shadows. He's going in, getting the flag and drag. Fish getting solo
Fish.
Cataclysm there, and he is officially Tashimi at this point.
Officially.
Was that first brick? No, second brick.
That was second break. Yeah, bot lane had gone down. Or
Nice.
top lane. Sorry, top lane had gone down.
2 towers now.
Nightvolt had taken down that tower very early in the game, considering he's just stomping Vacuumin in this lane. He actually isn't that far ahead in CS, so that might either be because he's missing the CS, or he's focusing so heavily on poking out Vacuumin that he isn't trying to get as much CS as he could be. That is kind of a mistake, considering the point of poking someone out is that you get CS and they don't. See, he just missed that cannon minion there, and then he missed that caster too, which is very sad for him.
Oh, Nightvolt.
Oh,
You gotta get out, buddy.
jumped the wall to grab the boomerang. Pro Gnar plays right
Fancy feet.
there. Yeah. So I do want to point out that Walters has the Essence Reaver, where Ilya has an Infinity Edge. And Essence Reaver is such a good first buy because it gives you so many useful things, but Classic Shadow's going in.
Oh, Ilya in a lot of trouble, flashing out away from Sarcastic Shadows. Sarcastic Shadows getting Buster Shot away again with the Buster Shot. Ilya, you and I got to talk about that Buster Shot usage, buddy, because it is.
You know what? It did
I
its
like
job.
the enthusiasm.
It did its job. It disengaged the fight where Sarcastic Shadows was like considering whether to walk away or not. But it made it very clear what was going to happen there. Ilya said, no, you're leaving me. Goodbye. Have fun. I do also want to mention that Sarcastic Shadows is going a different Jarvan build than Reed did last game. Reed went the lethality full damage Jarvan, whereas Sarcastic Shadows is going the tanky Jarvan with the Cinder build. Oh no, Vacuumin.
That is a Titanic Hydra on Vacuumin.
That is.
Ilya's in trouble. Remember that Buster Shot comment? Yeah, this is why it matters, everyone. Stand United coming in now. Will be able to save the 80 carry, but Ilya doesn't have Rocket Jump. Reed gonna be able to get the Elastic Slingshot, however, possibly a kill at this point. The two tower shot.
No.
Always unhappy, gonna try and get it with the Shadow Dash, but the spin away, Vacuumin. Fancy freaking feet, dude. He's gonna try and get the execute, but he's not gonna be able to in time, and they will clean it up eventually, but so much time was wasted that Nightvolt just died in the top lane to a 3-man dive.
And see, that's exactly what you want to have done as Tryndamere. Just make people force them to chase you so that your team gets advantages elsewhere. Because Vacuumin's Tryndamere is so slippery and relatively tanky for a Tryndamere, if I'm honest, you could just make a great escape. He almost died to those two towers, and that's where Reed assumed that he would get the kill. But he just didn't get that and had to give the kill over to Always Unhappy. Oh no, he actually got the kill later, but almost gave the kill over to I'm Always Unhappy. But God, the language is hard.
And you know what else is hard? Understanding Banner of Command pickup. No, don't worry. This is a professional broadcast. in massive air quotes.
quote unquote professional broadcast. You are right. Shen did pick up that a better command. Huh. Huh.
Yeah, I don't.
Big. Can a caster can I ping question mark in game? No, I can't. Okay.
I'd like to try because here's the thing: Banner of Command would be really great against a Lysandra. However, as I mentioned earlier,
Yes, you did.
See, this is what we call a throwback.
Yes.
Tryndamere and Lysandra are not the same champion, and therefore Tryndamere actually has physical damage, which is the only thing that hurts Banner minions. So
True, but Banner also does give stats, so that's a thing.
yeah, but like if you're gonna do that, just get a portal.
Or you can get a pause.
A common strategy.
A common strategy when you don't know what to build, you go into a pause and you discuss it with your team.
Hold on, guys. Can you pause for a second? I gotta check pro build.
Yeah, lol.probuilds.net. Hold on.
I actually unironically use pro builds all the time.
Yeah, I do this. Not
It's so
not
nice.
not,
It's
not a
so
sponsor
cool.
stream, by the way.
Not sponsored, but TSM. Hey, if you're listening,
TSM, if you're listening.
they own it. They actually
Do
own
they?
pro builds.
Okay.
Yeah, it was weird to find that out. Isn't that like a strange? Because the TSM branding is nowhere.
Yeah, that's true.
But I looked up on
They're very-
TSM site. They have brands pro builds.
They're very hidden about that. Now you'll never know who owns Curse. It's Curse.
Oh, jeez.
It's Curse.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting. It's good to know. It's good to know.
You know,
a little
for
bit of splitting the map here.
yeah. Back to League of Legends. So we do see here that Sarcastic Shadows is going for that tanky Jarvan, like I mentioned before, but he's all HP. He doesn't even have Aftershock. He does have Electrocute, so he's gonna have no tank stats at this point. He only has armor, and it's only a little bit from his Ninja Tabi. Oh, Verta going in.
Oh, Reed.
Does get the flash
That
out.
was great until the flash out.
But that does get the flash out from Veritas, and the Silent Ult going to go top lane.
And it's not going to take out Night Vault, so that's advantage in summoner spells across the map at this point. Or not summoner spells, ultimates. Whoa!
Ooh.
Fish, hello?
Rip Veritas.
Yeah,
2018 to 2018
he will be missed.
will be missed.
No one's going to be able to answer Vacuumin, though, soon. We're already seeing that happen. Because when he TP'd down for that split push, it took 3 of them to try and take him out, and then they had to chase him all the way to top lane.
Yeah.
So they're on a bit of a ticking timer. It's like a not tanky Nasus that they're having to deal with here.
That being said, Shrimmer does have an easier time dealing with CC than Nasus does. Because he has that spin, he has that button that says I don't die, and it's easier for him to live through these fights. Now, it's going to be hard for anyone to match him. Now, I'm always unhappy he has the exhaust now. We had guessed in the early game that he might be taking a teleport in the mid and late game for some split push game, but he's not going that. He's got the exhaust, but they are repeatedly sending him bot lane to pick up some farm. He has 76 farm to Octoberry's 51 now. And that's actually pretty big considering he hasn't gotten all of that from his stacks on his Relic Shield and now Targon's and now into the Eye of the whatever, Eye of the Aspect. That's what they call it now. It's the tanky support item, that's all that matters. So he is going to have a little bit more gold than Octoberry has, especially since Octoberry has been roaming a lot more. And on top of that, the AD carries that they're taking care of respectively are a lot different. Sarcastic Shadows angering the Baron with the Demacian Standard, as we talked about before. Vacuum going to get engaged on, though.
Oh, Vacuum in a little bit of trouble. Able to interrupt the spinning slash. Reed is. That was great sentence structure, and it was a great kill by Ilya. Able to interrupt. I can't do it. Fish is in a lot of trouble, and so am I after this cast. Brian is going to kill me. Anyways,
We're going
Fish
to
goes
get
down.
copyrighted for Yodo voices.
certainly helped out. You know, but the important thing is that we're keeping the cast light and we're keeping it entertaining, and that ultimate is going to be really entertaining. The Let's Bounce into the tower. A lot of trouble for Vertaz, who uses the shockwave, but it's a classic sombrero that hits nobody. Nightvault with the ultimate going to be able to stun up Sarcastic Shadows, but a lot of trouble for the rest of the team here. The flash stun from Nightvault isn't going to be enough to stop Nightberry, or Octoberry, sorry. A little bit of portmanteauing going on there.
So much happened there, and it ended up in the result of a trade of mid laners, and that was about it. It looked like Red Side wanted to go for that tower, but they weren't sure if they want to go for the tower or the kills. It seems like they were on the same page, but Reed going in again.
Oh, Reed going in again, but without his ultimate, he's not going to be able to get out. Passive has been proc. Vacuumin able to use that Undying Rage to keep himself alive for a little bit longer as Ilya goes to focus on the Sarcastic Shadows. Reed is dead by this point, by the way.
Oh yeah, Reed was dead as soon as he went in without having any way to CC the enemy team other than his knockup. He did have flash, but he decided not to use it there. He just dove really hard, and his team wasn't ready for it.
Ooh.
Minions
Good
grabbing
rocket
the top
jump from
tower.
Ilya there. Sarcastic Shadows in a lot of trouble from that Disintegration Ray. Walter's really low as well, and the Buster Shot
no.
finally hitting. That shockwave was awesome.
That was a great shockwave by Vertaz, getting the kill onto Ilya. Knowing that Ilya wanted to jump out after getting the Buster Shot kill onto Walters, or I don't remember if it was Walters or Shadow, but either way, he got the kill onto one of them, and then Vertaz says no, but Vertaz is dead.
Whoa.
Because Fish does a lot of damage.
Rip. Vacuumin not getting taunted, but getting popped by the hyper there from Nightvault. Nightvault getting that health recovery from Meganar, able to take down that tier 2. And they just back off. 5k gold lead now, 3 tower lead. Pretty good push for them, although they did lose their AD carry. And he's going for the Mortal Reminder third. This game, I don't know how I feel about that.
I say you go for a rapid fire cannon first. The Mortal Reminder isn't going to do a whole lot. The only person you're building it for is a Trinamir, and he's not even the biggest threat on the enemy team. He's also going to be split pushing a lot. He's not going to be team fighting as much. You also have to remember that he is 1-5, and he's building this weird in-between crit/tank build because he has Titanic Hydra Static Shiv.
And it looks like he's going Frozen Mallet next.
Possibly, or the Black Cleaver. I don't know.
Yeah,
That being said,
but that would be just as weird.
his lane opponent did go the build that you were predicting early with the Frozen Mallet and the Black Cleaver. Gonna try and fight Walters here.
Nightvault is about to solo Walters, and Walters missed the stun. Oh my god, Nightvault, the dunk, dude!
It didn't have to use Gnar there, but it
No,
looked
but it
cool.
was so cool.
It looked cool, and you're, you know what? I respect that. You're establishing dominance over the enemy AD carry, showing Walters just how much you can do here. I respect it. I respect it.
Yeah, he was just saying, you think you do damage with auto attacks? Sit back, watch this, kid.
That wasn't even
he
just
showed
auto
him.
attacks, though. That was his face. He.
Well, yeah, eventually
jumped.
you got to get in their face with yours.
I mean, I'd say Saya would disagree.
True. They're going to lose this top tower, however, because Nightvault isn't there to answer the split push of Vacuumin. Sort of something I was afraid of and have been for a little while now, is that Vacuumin's split push is just going unanswered. I'm always unhappy is going to try and answer it by himself, but without a teleport from Nightvault, I don't think there's a whole lot he can do. He can at least wave clear a little bit.
There's some pretty split pressure around the map. Both sides are trying to pressure different things. Team Saturday is trying to pressure the mid lane while Vacuumin is there. Oh no!
Oh, great disintegration ray, and it takes out Walters, and Fish is still alive. Octoberry is going to fall here, but the Scion passive may be able to take out Fish. Fish wisely staying on the back line. I'm always unhappy coming in with that Stand United. Red turret has been taken by Ilya and Nightvault, so maybe they can take the mid lane as well. Shockwave going wide once again. A great Shadow Dash Elastic Slingshot combo to take out Vertaz, and it is wide open here for Team CU on Saturday, and they're looking to take an inhib, possibly one more.
This is the first time they've broken the base between two games. They did get the towers last game, but they didn't actually get inhibs. But don't throw it. Come on, guys. I see it happening again. Fish, don't
Yeah, this
don't emote
time-
yet.
You have to have the laser-like focus this time if you are on CU on Saturday, because last time they had the lead, they had the advantage, and then they just started falling apart after one team fight. So they need to keep that laser-like focus that's gotten them this far and just keep moving forward and don't die.
You're right.
That's the big thing.
And this is where we see if the team has proper coordination. What would you say as a play-by-play caster, not an analyst? What would you say the team should do at this point now that the mid and bot lane items are down?
Take top.
Exactly. They should just 5-man top, let the minions take care of the other 2 lanes, put all 5 of your members at the top side, and force down those towers while the minions are trying to work their way in. You grab the CS on the way out. You all back up. Right now they need to be backing. All 5 members need to be backed, grabbing the last items. All 5 rotating top. If they can't get the top tower because the minions to push in, and they go back and grab Baron while they're clearing out. While Team Alureon is clearing out the minions in their base, so they just grab that up real quick. But it looks like they're just gonna try and rotate directly towards Baron. There's a few wards around that area. But there could be a fight coming up pretty soon in your area. Might get your work cut out
They're
for you.
spotted for sure.
Oh yeah, they know they're... Team Alureon knows they're there.
Okay. Scuttle Crab is slowly but surely going down.
He will go down. 2 raid.
Oh no, the Scuttle Crab raid boss down. I like how Octoberry is less tanky than the Scuttle Crab, because that's just hilarious to me.
It's because the Vel'Koz did true damage to him, and Vel'Koz didn't attack the Scuttle Crab at all.
It's true.
They're
It's
starting
true.
it without clearing out the wards. What are you doing?
Guys, hello? Team?
Walters is mid, though.
And Nightvault is there to keep out any engages from the backline. He's trying to keep Sarcastic Shadows specifically from going into the pit. And so far, so good. He'll be able to keep him out with that Gnar ultimate as best he can. Baron is about to fall down here. Oh, he uses it preemptively and gets nobody, but at least it zones them off. I'll have to take the positive outlook on this. And now they have the Baron. They're going to try and push these waves up in the mid lane and then rotate top and push that in fully, which is the right call.
They should rotate top at the very least. They should just push that wave out and rotate top. They should not be 5-manning mid at this point. Yes, super minions there. There's no reason to be there, especially when you can just quickly push top lane and get an even bigger advantage than you already have, and close out this game way easier. You don't need to be going mid at this point.
They're trying to keep pressure mid and go top, but there's just really no need, as you said. Just, you got supers, guys. That's pressure by itself.
Yeah, you have pressure. You don't need to be there to put more pressure on. Super minions are basically another champion. Just go top. There's no reason for you to be here. There's one minion standing in the way of your wave, and it's holding it up for a solid 5 seconds. But instead, they're just trying to keep push these waves and suicide them in when they're not doing anything with this Baron.
There is a huge wave top, though, which might have been what they were going for. They've built up this massive wave in the top lane that's going to crash all at once and get Baron buffed all at once as Vertez disconnects. But once that wave hits the tower, I don't know if Team Alureon is going to be able to clear it, because that's a lot of Baron buff minions. Now, it won't let me move the camera, but I suspect there may be more than one cannon in that wave.
I have a very big feeling there is potentially 2 cannons in that wave. It's a lot of damage that's going to go on the tower, but I don't. This could have happened in an extra 10 seconds, 10 to 15 seconds earlier, and that is a lot of time in League of Legends.
Why is I'm always unhappy bot? Like really deep bot?
He's got that ultimate, and he probably wants to bait the engage from Sarcastic Shadows. Now that's my theory right now, is that they sent I'm Always Unhappy in the bot lane to try and force Vacuumin to answer him, so that Vacuumin can't be there to participate in the team fight where I'm Always Happy can with that ultimate. That is potentially what they're trying to do, but it would just be so easy to keep him top lane and just 5-man it, force it down, be there to engage if he needs to. It's so easy. Nightvault taking the tower. There is only one cannon.
He can, though. Oh, the engage. Elastic Slingshot going down onto Sarcastic Shadows. Not going to do anything other than knock him up temporarily. Third inhib about to fall here. Sarcastic Shadows trying to engage. Redemption going down. Nightvault getting a little bit low, but he's still half health. Sarcastic Shadows, first one down. 3-man Shockwave in the backline, but will it be enough? It doesn't look like it. Xayah gets taunted and then stunned. She's going to go down for sure here. or no, Vertaz. Walter's barely able to make it out. The Buster Shot again going at the wrong time. Meanwhile, Vacuumin trying to ult. Undying Rage has been popped. He's going to stay alive, but will Ilya be able to survive is the question. Vacuumin finally getting taken out, and it looks like this will be the end of the game. Explosive Charge does so much damage to these towers, and Ilya is going to be pounding away at these Nexus towers. No, don't go for the kills. I know it's tempting, but just go for the Nexus. Not even an ace yet because Octo is still kind of alive. And finally, the Nexus goes down for Team CU on Saturday, tying up the series at 1-1.
And with that, Team Alureon and Team CU on Saturday finish out the series 1-1. That was solid play and transition into the mid and late game from CU on Saturday. Now, if they had done that in the first game, they would have had a 2-0 there, but lesson learned.
Yeah, those were some really exciting games. I mean, I thought the second one couldn't top the first one. I was saying, I think Udyr, Valdebert, and a third useless champion, Aatrox, that was it. With Ivern to get them in, you know, with that Q, be great combo. I thought that was the only way they could top it, but the Tryndamere pick was really interesting. And if it had gone just a little bit better, I think we would have seen a very different game. But with the game that we did see, we saw CU on Saturday understand their mistakes from last game. They took weird fights and they just played them poorly. Honestly, they got screwed by not focusing the right people, and Walters stayed alive forever on that Caitlyn and was able to pump out the damage eventually. But this time, they kept the fights tight. They had a lot of synergy in those fights with the Disintegration Ray, and Reed kept up those great engages. Nightvault helping him out there with the CC from the Gnar. But before we end, I want to point out something that I think I'd like to see more of. And I know Sarcastic Shadows and Team Alureon lost the game, but look over on the scoreboard. Do you notice his vision score? 96. That is ridiculous.
That's
the man
a
is
lot.
a vision king.
That is a lot.
It's what you really want to see from a jungler too, because that is so helpful for the support. The support also, Octoberry with the 81, no slouch himself, wasn't quite enough to win the game, but it's really impressive to see that sort of emphasis on vision because we don't really see that often here. But that is going to wrap up the series. It is a 1-1 tie between Team Alureon and CU on Saturday. And unlike that team, we will not see you again on Saturday, but we will see you tomorrow in the next show matches. I believe we have an EU match in the morning at 3 p.m. EST, and then another NA match at 9 p.m. EST.
You are correct.
But if you can't remember that, and you're thinking, oh, geez, Nibiria, that's like 2 things to remember. That's more than my brain can handle. I'm watching Netflix, a Twitch stream, and listening to music at the same time. My ears are overloaded. Don't worry about it. You know what you can do? Hit the follow button on the Twitch stream. But if you're like, dude, Twitch follows are dumb. I don't check my email for notifications. They send me like 400 of them. It's awful, because I know I do. There's also a Discord link in that description below. You can click that, join the Discord if you're not already in there. We'll post the announcements, and we'll everyone ping you when the show matches are happening, and you get to react with fun emotes. That's really the best part about being in the Discord, is the don't ping emotes. And we also have a Twitter. It's not super active, but you can still follow it, and that's in the description too. But that'll wrap it up for us here tonight. Hopefully you enjoyed the cast. Hopefully you enjoyed the plugging. Thanks again to Penguin God for not only co-casting, but streaming. As always, we hope you have a good one.
See you later, guys.
We can turn the love back on. Powers out, the truth unfolds. I'll make it so. 1 second can make us work with broken parts and silent heartbeats. What would happen now if you stay? You won't know if you walk away. Only heaven will play our song now before you go. Can you tell me where the hope has gone?